I'm Greg Jamian, and thank you for watching Boomer Health at Home, the show where we explore the most relevant healthcare topics impacting the baby boomer generation today. As more and more baby boomers seek answers to many times difficult healthcare questions, our goal is to provide ideas, tips, and cutting-edge solutions that will help improve your everyday life and health. It is our hope that you find the following information helpful as you sit back and watch Boomer Health at Home.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Boomer Health at Home. I'm your host, Ryan Donilon. On our show, we really try to bring you some of the newest innovative devices and healthcare advancements to really keep you happy, healthy, and safe at home. And our show topics we've covered in great lengths: falls and fall prevention and fall detection. And that's because it's a pretty prevalent risk and has some catastrophic results when they happen. So joining me today is a company we've had on the show before, friends of the show, Safe Balance. Gentlemen, if you want to introduce yourselves.
I'm Nathan Barnett. I am the Executive Vice President of Clinical Services for Safe Balance. And with us today is Joe Edwards, our Vice President of Sales for Safe Balance, who's going to be participating in our demonstration.
And I think I can speak for everyone back home saying, what is this in front of us here today?
Yeah, so this is just one part of the Safe Balance system, and the cool thing about it is that we obviously have a pretty high-tech and a low-tech component of this, because one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that seniors, especially the older geriatric population, sometimes technology can be a little bit intimidating.
Sure.
So we'd like to incorporate a little bit of the high-tech and the low-tech to ensure that we're having the most adequate and efficient outcomes that we have available. So Safe Balance in and of itself, the actual system, really is what you see here. It's a tablet that we have our proprietary app that we obviously run all of our tests through, as well as the dynamic arc, which actually comprises the functional balance standing balance component of our assessment. So this will be fun. A lot of people, I'm sure, are looking at this and thinking, is that a TV antenna? What is
Right.
this? So once it actually gets into motion and you see how it works, it makes a lot of sense in regard to how it correlates specifically to standing balance and how we can look at somebody's ability to maintain balance when they're performing activities that they do every day in their home.
Great. Wow, and that's incredible. So, And Joe, you're going to be our guinea pig today. You're going to take the test?
Ready to do it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So Safe Balance actually is comprised of several different components at first. The one is a one-on-one interview, which serves two purposes: to get a nice little backstory, painting a picture of what this particular patient has gone through, what their lifestyle is like, and a couple little health related questions. And then the second phase of that is actually the performance based component of it, where we're actually going to look at how they physically perform, how they're able to move, and things like that. And then it computes everything in our app, and then we're able to give us results on the spot. So based on how Joe performs today, we're going to be able to see exactly what we can do to help mitigate some of the areas of risk. So to first, begin the interview, Joe, when was the last time you saw your primary care physician?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay. Have you been in the hospital at all recently?
No.
No. Okay. Have you ever had physical or occupational therapy before?
I have.
You have? When was the last time you had?
About 7 years ago.
About 7 years ago? Was it in the home? Was it an outpatient clinic?
Outpatient.
Outpatient. Okay. Now, Joe, big question. Have you fallen in the past?
Yes.
Okay. Have you fallen in the past year?
Yes.
Okay. Was it within the past 6 months?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit how that fall occurred?
Ice storm in Chicago, going down to visit my daughter, hopped out of the car and to one of my old friends, my neighbors down there.
Okay.
And my feet went right out from under me and I fell right on my side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you experiencing any pain right now?
Actually, I am.
Okay. Can you tell me where that pain is?
Radiating down my right side, primarily a sciatica problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to 10, what would you say your pain level is?
3.
Okay. And then do you utilize a cane, a walker, wheelchair, or any type of device? No? Okay. When was the last time you had your eyes checked?
About 6 months ago.
About 6 months ago? Okay. Any visual problems? Any glasses or
Glasses,
contacts?
yeah, I do wear glasses.
Okay. Do you have a hearing aid?
No.
Do you use supplemental oxygen?
No.
Okay. Joe, I'm going to give you a very, very short contrast sensitivity assessment. Okay. I would like you to read those letters off right there for me and tell me when you cannot see those anymore.
Z, S, W, W, R, P, M, T, B, D, X, J, P, I, C, T, B, X, Q, V, R, T, X, M, C, J, F, G, O, Z, M, J, 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 I, L, C, E, Z, Z, and that's it.
Okay.
What is he looking at there? If you could.
So this is just a contrast sensitivity chart.
Okay.
And then based on the last letter that he was able to successfully identify, as you can see, the contrast changes as we go.
Right.
And I'm able to push that button, and it gives me a percentage. And then I take that percentage based on this app, and then I actually input it into the Safe Balance contrast sensitivity.
So you're building his profile with all the questions as they're going. Okay.
Exactly. So the nice thing is that Joe's contrast sensitivity, based upon his age, he has no remarkable impairment in regard to contrast sensitivity or vision or anything like that. So we're able to take a look at each individual aspect that could be correlated with fall risk. Again, vision was just the one that we just took a look at to kind of just screen to see if there's something there that warrants further exploration or something that could be remarkable in regard to their fall risk. So that is that. So that is a short interview that we essentially do. Now, in some instances, should it be warranted, we might run a very, very short cognition examination called the mini mental state exam, which takes roughly around 5 to 10 minutes to do, not required as part of everything like that, but just to see if we have any presence of early signs of dementia or anything like that that could come into play. So for that, we're not going to do that today. But now all that information is inputted into our app. Now we're going to set this up, and we're actually going to run through a small battery of standing dynamic balance assessment here. So Joe, if you can stand up, you bring your arms together, straight out, touch that little emblem right there. I'm just going to adjust this, just whoop, one right there. Perfect. Put your arms down. Can you grasp this marker in your right hand? Hold on to that black stripe. Keep your feet right where they are. Hang that right on there, just like a Christmas ornament. There you go, and we're just gonna go straight down the line. Now what I'm looking for here, Ryan, is I'm looking for his ability to maintain balance while he's actually performing these movements. And the one thing that comes into mind is, again, it gets remarkably more and more difficult as this test goes on. So again, now I'm changing the angle of the dynamic arc. So now he's reaching down and he'll be reaching up. So Joe, with your right hand, go along right here. Now, granted, it's his upper extremity, it's his arms that are driving the movement, but I'm also taking a look at his feet, because as he is hanging these markers, his weight is being distributed accordingly. Okay? Now, I'm going to have him do this exact same movement right here with his left hand, all the way down there. Now, think about activities that he would be doing throughout his day that mimic these movements.
Oh yeah,
reaching into a cupboard, reaching down, to grab something off of a table or anything like that.
Yeah.
So again, I'm examining his ability to maintain balance while he's doing this, and again, it's incorporating visual, fine motor, gross motor, as well as his ability to do postural control or maintain postural control. Now it's going to get a little bit more difficult for him because I'm isolating one side versus the other, the right side versus the left side. So now he's reaching out and he's placing, all of his weight on one lower extremity to the other. Now I'm scoring this in my head right now as if he is able to hang these or not. Okay. So it's a pass-fail format. Now I'm going to make this a little bit more difficult for you, Joe, because this does get a little bit further out there. Very good. And with the right hand there. Very good. So he was able to do that. Joe's standing balance right now is relatively intact. So Joe, I'm actually going to move this down here. I'm going to have you have a seat right there.
Joe, I was rooting for you, by the way.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. So you did outstanding. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to actually input the information from this assessment that I did in here.
Okay.
And I just input it into the app, that it was a perfect score for Joe's particular case. So he's within normal limits. Now I'm going to perform what's called a timed up and go test, where I'm going to have Joe, when I say go, he's going to stand up, he's going to walk over to that window kind of right past where you're standing, he's going to turn around, he's going to come back and have a seat, and I'm going to time how long it takes him to do it.
Okay.
And just for safety, I'm going to walk along with him. Okay, Joe, you ready? Go.
Ready.
Pretty good.
Very good. Okay, so then I put that time in there. Here's that. And Joe, did you experience any increase in pain when you were performing any of these tests?
No.
No? Okay. Did you think that you needed a rest break, or were you winded or tired or anything like that during this?
Not at all.
Okay. So all I do at that point right now is that's a completion of the assessment. Obviously, it's very, very short. And all I need to do is push the submit button. And once I push the submit button, it's going to take all of the results that we calculated, and it's going to give us a performance result along with the risk percentage and all the recommendations based on Joe's responses and answers on how we can mitigate the risk areas that that he has.
Yeah.
So again, some of the suggestions that our software came right out and said, know your limitations in physical activities, don't overly exert yourself, wouldn't recommend running a marathon at this particular time. But then remove hazards, which may include throw rugs or clutter in the hallway, which you could be tripping over. Maintain a well-lit hallway. Light bulbs, being burned out. You can't see the clutter that could be in there. That could be that. But just because it had been such a long time since he's senior primary care physician, you said, I definitely highly recommend seeing a primary care physician, just for an annual, wellness check and physical and everything like that. And then obviously a lot of people don't really think about this, but maintain an appropriate level of hydration. That has a lot to do with ensuring that, blood pressure is regulated, lots of different things come into play. So thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
That's great.
We're good to go. So the nice thing about this is that the profile is saved within our app, so that should there be any changes, should there be any, should Joe fall ill, should another patient sustain an injury, or should something change, we would be able to retest them, compare their new results to the old results, and determine if there's, what exactly is going on here, and ultimately, come up with a better, more appropriate plan of action at that point.
Right, sure. And so that's a one-of-a-kind device. I think it's you're right. I like the blend of the technology versus old school and all that. But so once they get the results, if someone's getting physical therapy, I guess what are some of the benefits that they can use this data for?
Well, the nice thing about what results are generated with this is, again, we always start and end with the physician. So all of these results are presented to the physician, and again, these are all recommendations based upon the results we have. So the physician is able to review and say, we have a standing balance issue, we have a gait issue, we have a pain issue, we have a prior fall history issue, the person lives alone. There's lots of things that could be, looking at the big picture and saying, okay, what are the ways that we need to do this? So sometimes if a person demonstrates the ability to be restored with the skilled services such as a physical therapist or an occupational therapist coming in the home, we would obviously, recommend maybe a home care service company come in to the physician, or maybe a visit to outpatient physical therapy to increase strength and, do various different fall prevention intervention strategies that come into play there. And the nice thing about what this does is, again, it just highlights the areas of risk, the severity of it, presents it to the physician who makes the ultimate decision on how we're able to do it.
Wow, and it's fairly portable too. Looks like you could do it anywhere.
Yep, it's incredibly portable. It weighs only 10 pounds. It folds up like a Swiss Army knife, and we can operate it within a patient's home. We can operate it within a senior center. We can operate it really limitedly in terms of environment. So
that'd be interesting. I'm thinking now is if you could do it in someone's home, someone's looking to have that difficult talk with a loved one, whether they think they're at fall risk, and they could take this and really kind of quantify, say, hey, we do need a home care, we do need to consider all that. That's fantastic.
Right. Well, the nice thing about what Safe Balance does is that we are not a program that says you can no longer do something. We don't believe in, kind of the negative aspects of limiting somebody's functional independence. But rather what we like to do is we say, here's the risks that we have. If you want to continue with this particular type of activity, here's how you do it safely. Or here's how we get you to be where you are so you can do it safely. So again, it's all about growth positive, maintaining a certain level of independence. And the nice thing about it, again, is that our goal fits within the mindset of aging in place within the home. And if there's something that we can do to offset the catastrophic results from a fall, that may require somebody to move, into an assisted living facility or something like that, requiring that round-the-clock care. That's our number one goal. That's what we want to do, and that's ultimately what Safe Balance is here for.
Awesome. Well, if someone's thinking, hey, I'd like to take that test myself, or maybe offer it to a loved one, where can you be reached?
The best way to get a hold of us is to call our office. Again, we're local. We're downtown Birmingham, area code 248-792-6301, or you can take a look at our website, www.safe-balance.com. we can partner you with any one of our licensees in the area who operate the Safe Balance system, and they can set you up with a Safe Balance test.
Well, that's great. Well, and thank you for coming on the show. It's like Joe ran off to do that marathon to give you an answer your warning. But I want to thank him when you see him. Tell him thanks for being on the show.
Sure.
And if you at home have any questions about any of the content you saw in today's episode or any previous episodes, you can call us at area code 248-288-2270 or shoot us an email at boomerhealth@americaremedical.com. Thanks for watching.